Welcome to practice today. If you're just joining, my name is Laura, and I have all kinds of props nearby, a blanket, a big cushion, a bolster, a yoga bolster, yoga blocks, and a strap. If you just have 2 blocks nearby, that is perfectly fine. And we'll take a few moments as we are arriving to make yourself comfortable. Starting in a seat, and if a seat on the ground doesn't work for you, of course, you're welcome to sit up in a chair. It might be a cross-legged seat, perhaps with some support underneath the knees or underneath the thighs. And we may just take a few moments to rock in, noticing how the body's feeling. Maybe we've been sitting for many hours. Just take a few moments checking in, finding the seat that will work for you for the next few minutes. And we may settle back, rocking back, inviting the eyes to rest. That may be closing the eyelids. If that doesn't feel like you're quite ready for that, just letting the focus soften. And perhaps we're beginning to notice the feeling of the air as it enters the nostrils with the inhalation. And perhaps we're noticing the rush of the breath departing the nostrils or perhaps the mouth with the exhalation. And for these next few breaths, the lips may rest softly together. Inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils. That said, if you're feeling a little congested or stuffy, of course, please breathe in any way that works for you at this time. And notice if the body starts to find some intuitive movement. Maybe there's a shift, a rock, a sway. And as we settle in, let's just take a moment and scan the body from the very crown of the head, sliding our awareness, our attention from the crown of the head down to the brow, the temples, the cheeks, the jaw, softening, dropping along the way, letting gravity do its thing. Soften the shoulders. We may sigh. Sliding our attention right down through the chest, the mid-belly, mid-back, low belly, low back, right down into the hips. Let the hips sink and settle. Rooting down through your seat. And let's spin palms now to face up or forward. Inviting some movement into the fingers. And very often the toes love to come along. And if that's the case, just allow them. Let the toes move along with the fingers. Perhaps noticing the expansion of the ribs with the next inhale, and that dropping inwards, the softening with the exhale. And in your mind's eye, connecting with your right shoulder, right elbow, right arm. I'm going to mirror directionally. So your focus is inwards, connecting with your right hand, maybe wiggle right fingers and bend your right elbow and reach that arm up or out, wherever the shoulder consents to going at this time. So we may bring movement into fingers and releasing the arm down. Let the eyes rest. Let the body sigh. Maybe the shoulder is sighing or just saying, hey, I'm here. I felt that. Feel breath in body, sliding your awareness, your attention to that second side. So left shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist. Maybe bring some movements into those left fingers, to the left toes, come along for the ride. Bending the elbow, invite that arm to reach up or out, wherever it instinctively goes at this moment. Feel the breath in body. Let the arm release. Let the body sigh. Let's take a moment and extend both arms wide. Sweep the hands in, palms connecting together in front of the heart. And we may just rub the hands together. Maybe what we're noticing is the temperature, just that tactile touch, and maybe a little like you're putting lotion on your hands. You got a little too much. So we're really going to go everywhere between the fingers, all around. Let's come down into the wrists, the forearm. And then we may weave those fingers together and just notice right thumb, left thumb on top. Just make a little acknowledgement. It doesn't matter which. Pressing forward. Now, if your wrist or fingers just say no thanks to the finger weave, try that with the fingers released. So we may press down and we may bring a little rounding into the back. Just a little wobble side to side. Scoop the hands in and the arms may reach up. Wiggling up, reaching up, bend one elbow, bend the other elbow. And we may find a little wiggle back and forth. Free the fingers, cycle the hands down, walking the hands carefully behind your back. Now, that said, if you are sitting up higher, be very careful with this. Just do it in a way that works for you. So shoulders back, the shoulder blades are now moving in closer together. They might feel snuggly. And we may find little tiny shifts side to side. And walking the hands back in. Take a moment and let's go the other way. So perhaps we're using props, the other way being forward. So we're tipping and leaning forward, and you might just come straight into it. We might be a little bit like a tippy canoe, just shifting a little bit side to side. That would be a very tippy canoe. Listen to your body, and we might find a spot where we pause, support the brow. Settling, sinking in. We may squeegee the brow with the thumbs. And as we rise back up, acknowledge now which shin you either have in front or maybe it's on top. Extend the legs out, give a little wiggle through the legs, invite the toes backwards, point them forwards. So I'm talking with my hands, but you are welcome to involve the hands too. Toes back, toes forward. Try out some ankle circles. Circle ankles, second direction. Slide the legs back in. So instinctively, your legs might go back into that first cross. Trade. Come into that second favorite leg on top. It might feel a little bit peculiar. Checking in, maybe a little nod of the head. And let's bring right hand. If you went the other way, that's fine. We'll do both sides to the opposite side of the chest. Feeling the breath. And then very gently, as though there is a rubber band connecting the hand to the chest. It's a very loose, free band. Let that arm sweep out. And then sweep the hand back in. So we have a little bit of wrist flexion. So the back of the hand is sweeping wide to the right if you're heading right. And then press the heel of the hand forward. Sweep the heel of the hand back in. So one more time. We're sweeping, and maybe we're sweeping a little wider still. Let's draw the arm back in. Go ahead and grab hold of the forearm. So this will be a seated version of thread the needle. And maybe it feels good just to move the arm back and forth. We might land in a place where we have the right fingers heading to the left, maybe very close to the body. The chin may turn to the left. The chin may tuck, but you're listening to your neck, your shoulder, your upper arm. Perhaps we bring movement into fingers. And let's rebound. So as we slide in, we may hold on to that right elbow, and perhaps we hold both elbows and bring the elbows forward. We might bring that right hand back in, slide the right elbow up and overhead. Perhaps drawing the elbow a little closer to midline, tipping the head back. Take your time, absolutely no hurry. Let's reach both arms high and exhale, turn, twist to your right. And we'll hold this twist. If you would like props under the hands, go ahead and use them. Taking your time to unwind, finding our way back to center. Bringing that left hand to the opposite side of the chest. So this is your second side. We may rest the eyes, we may still the hand. Perhaps we're drawing circles with the hand. And then there's a very stretchy invisible cord between your palm and the chest. And we're starting to sweep that arm to the left. Just take it as far as you're comfortable with. Press out through the heel of the hand, sweeping the hand back, and the head may very gently turn. Open the arm wide. We may flex the hand. We may look left and sweep that arm back to the right. And we may repeat. We may go wider still. Press out through the heel of the hand, sweeping the hand back to the opposite side of the chest. So we may support the forearm and find a little sway of the arm, a little shoulder, upper arm, and we may support that arm. You might be choosing to support it with an elbow bind. The chin may move right, the chin may tuck, the fingers may move. How does this feel in your neck? What are you observing? We'll make our way back to center, option to hold the left elbow or both elbows. We may be taking both arms overhead or dropping that left hand, holding just the left elbow, crown of the head rising. Letting the body breathe. We may reach both arms high and exhale, rotate, twist to that second side. So this may be the left. Gently rebounding back to center, back to home. We may be finding props for that forward fold. So perhaps we are tipping in with the sway, with the very tippy canoe, side to side. We may want to stay with the movement. Maybe there's a lot going on in the hamstrings, the hips, the glutes. We may find a spot where we just pause and drop in. Let the body sigh, squeegee the brow. So as we rise up, let's again extend the legs. And if you're sitting up on something higher and you would be more comfortable coming off that with extended legs, go for it. Sometimes extended legs are not so comfortable. Maybe you want to roll up your prop and tuck it underneath the knees for that seat. Let's again rub the hands together. And you may want to just look first and then close your eyes after before doing this so that you don't poke yourself in the eye. So eyes ultimately will be closed. I'll bring the hands onto the face. Let me uncover my mouth. And we're drawing circles or kind of like a heart. Your fingers slide up to the brow, down the cheeks. Let the eyes rest, circling. And then sliding the hands together. Give a little wiggle through the toes. Letting body sigh. So draw the toes backwards and consider coming down onto your back body. So if your floor is really cold, add some insulation. Spread out a blanket, make it wider if you like. Grab your strap if you're using one, you may not be. So let's come down onto back body and have a pillow or a block nearby. So make our way right down onto the back body, heel toe feet wide, let the knees tip in. Let the body sigh. And again, just let gravity do its thing. We may open the arms a little wider at an angle. Slacken the jaw. Just taking this time to observe. Maybe your body is gratefully, easefully dropping into rest. Maybe we'd like it to be that way, but we're feeling a little caffeinated or jittery. Let's gather the hands in, hands onto the ribs, and perhaps reach down and grab hold of your pants if you like, and pull the thighs in closer to the chest. Starting to circle from the knees. Now this could be done with hands on knees, but it doesn't have to be. So we're drawing frog circles and reverse direction. You're circling in the second direction. And then let's land left foot on the ground and reach that right leg up in the air. Flex and point the foot. What's happening with your hips? If you find that your hips are rolling up off the ground, can you roll them down? And if not, fold up a blanket or a mat. And basically you're building the floor up to your hips. So give yourself a place for that support. Twirl the ankle around, twirl second direction. Rebend the knee and consider a bind. So maybe roll up a towel and use it as an arm extender, or hold on with your fingers. Reach that left leg long. We make it a little wobble, a little rock. Let the right foot land on the ground. Rock that left leg in. Reach the left toes high. Flex, point, twirl ankle, twirl second direction. As you breathe, rebend the knee. Find your version of the bind. Right leg reaches long. Give a little rock. Let's land both feet on the floor. Step the feet in. Extend the arms out towards a T. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Let the chin tip towards the left. Rainbow arcing, rolling, center back of the head to midline. Give a little loll at center. Rolling the nose just moderately right, moderately left. And then committing to roll the nose tip all the way over to the right. Slacken where you can, the jaw. Maybe you're finding the hip, butt cheek is trying to help you out. Maybe you need to bend the elbows a little more if it's too intense, perhaps through left shoulder, arm, or side of the neck. Let the nose tip come back to the middle, give a little rock of the head. Let the body sigh. Let's reach out, find your prop. So maybe it's a cushion, maybe it's a block. Let the hips rise, support the hips. Let's invite, now with a block, it gives you a little more of a firm surface to use this as a bit of a massage tool. Invite the knees into the chest, and we're starting to draw figure eights. You might be using the edge of the block because it feels good. You might be bringing your sacrum more onto the block and just drawing figure eights on the flat of the sacrum. Let's bring the left leg down and option to reach that right leg up. This might be a place to use your strap. You might be bending right knee, bringing the strap around the ball mound of the foot and taking that leg up towards the ceiling, drawing down on the toes, sending the thigh away from the chest. And we soften the muscles of the jaw. We may stretch the bottom jaw away from top jaw. Sliding, strap off foot, right foot down, navigate left leg in, loop that left foot, reaching left leg high. Maybe we're rocking or swaying, drawing some figure eights to just work ourselves into that hold position. And we drop the shoulders back to the ground. Sliding the strap off the foot, let the foot come down. Fan the toes, lift them, release them, press into the feet, let the hips rise. So we remove the prop and then roll the hips away from the shoulders, slowly rolling down that back body. Maybe it feels like one side's harboring a little more tension or tightness than the other. Let's explore that possibility. So palms down by the hips, fan the toes, let the hips rise with the arms overhead. Take a moment and lengthen your left hip, left thigh, left knee away from the left shoulder. Begin your descent. So we're slowly rolling down. Left side's feeling longer than right. Carefully roll it down. Land. We'll keep the arms overhead. Find a little wiggle, a little wobble for now. Then release the arms down. If you feel like you need to step your feet in closer to the hips, please do. We may lift, fan, release the toes as we curl the hips and arms up. And then lengthen that right hip, right thigh, away from its armpit, away from its shoulder. Begin your descent. Slowly rolling down. And then just take a moment, bend the elbows, realign the hips, pull both knees back into the chest. Give yourself that rock, that wobble side to side. Let's place left foot with a bent knee on the floor. Straightish right leg up in the air, and then gradually extend the right leg, lowering it to the ground. Right arm is reaching overhead, so we have a very long right side body. Take a moment, breathing here. Start to peel the left heel away from the ground, pushing off the toes, the ball mound of the foot. Perhaps bend that right elbow as you roll onto right side body. The left hand might be on the ground like a kickstand in front of the chest. Perhaps we're feeling big stretch in front body. Take your time. See if you can push off those back toes. Maybe take that left hand wider and extend the back leg. Very carefully roll all the way over onto the belly. And then if like me, totally rolled off the mat and would like to be back on this, scooch back to your right, back onto the mat, forearms down. And we might be finding those little sways in our Sphinx pose, or we may just be right up at center, hugging elbows back towards hips, and then releasing forehead to the ground. Sliding the hands back. Option to point the feet, tops of the feet on the floor. Lifting, rolling up towards a cobra pose and rolling back down. We may tent the fingers. Take the tented fingers wider than the mat and stack the elbows over the wrists. We may again roll up, rise up, and bring it back down. Let the fingertips lift off the ground. Let the chest rise up part way and pivot left. Put the tented fingers down, and that could be plenty. We might again rise up with more lean, more bend left. We'll release down, take the fingertips up, find the middle. We'll roll back up, bring it down, lift the fingers, tip right, your second side, roll it up, and releasing down. Find center, take a rest, sweep the arms back. Tilt the nose to one side. Maybe it feels good to take the legs wider. We may rock the hips, turn the nose tip to the second side. Let's plant the hands, chest rising, rolling hips back towards heels, child's pose. Perhaps creeping fingers further forward. Sliding the hands back in. So if, like me, you have socks on, they can be a little slippery on the mat. This might be a good time to remove them. Go ahead, slide the hands forward, tuck the toes, starting to pedal into a down face dog position. shifting through one heel and then the other. And we may step the feet wide, perhaps as wide as your mat. And we may find a tip sway of the hips side to side. Now, as you tip, say, to the right, you might peel the left heel up, pivoting that left heel in towards midline, and then trading sides when you are ready. And then taking a walk. You can make it a lumbering, kind of a funny walk to bring the feet up to the hands, finding our way into a standing forward fold. Head may nod, hips may sway, and perhaps tipping in. We may tip in a little further. Beginning to rise halfway, heel toe, feet are wide, feet about hips distance. Bring bend into the knees, forearms to thighs, let the hips sink. We may sink a little lower, listen to your knees, rooting to rise. Perhaps the arms come up and overhead. Thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. Consider if in lunge positions, you like to have some padding nearby for your knee. So we'll put it on the left side of the mat. That'll be the leg we take back first, so you've got it available. So we'll come to that top short edge of the mat, spinning palms forward. Circle the arms up and overhead. And exhale, tipping, leaning. Give a little nod, little circle nod to the head. Reaching that left leg back. So we're finding a lunge position. And maybe the knee padding's there if you'd like to drop down and use it, but you might keep that knee elevated. Shifting a little forward, a little back. You might choose at any point to put that back knee down. We may take that left hand wide to the left and reach the right arm up in the air while maintaining some version of a lunge. Cycling that top arm overhead, let the right hand come down, left hand comes in, gliding back, stepping back to down face dog. And we may step our feet wider and closer to the hands, just a possibility. So we call it dog pose, and this is more of a squat dog. So instead of a long dog, a hot dog, we are a short squat dog, hands closer to the feet, pressing those hips back and high, and possibly we're dropping our weight into the right hand, muckle the right fingerprints to the ground, and start to slide the left fingers towards the right leg. Maybe the thigh, calf, maybe the heel, turning the chin to the right. And then gradually releasing, re-extend your dog. Walk it back out. Let's slide on forward into a plank and move it into the toes, shifting forward, maybe circling, maybe just forward and back. So you might have that knee padding there. Maybe it's really big and you need to move it completely. And then gradually find your way down to the ground. Pointing feet, chest rising, and releasing. We may bend the knees and take the toes wide. We may cross the ankles, cross the lower legs, take the toes wide, and then just reverse the cross. So perhaps just going back and forth. And then landing, tops of the feet on the ground, rolling back into a child's pose. Tucking toes, lifting hips. Left hip may hike, and we may circle that left foot, circle the other way, and then land the foot midline. Reach the right leg up in the air, bend the knee, step the right foot forward between the hands, follow it with the left. Sometimes it does not make it all the way between the hands. Tipping in, folding in. Let's put bend in the knees, forearms to thighs, sink the hips. Invite the arms to circle overhead, find a steeple grip. Look to the right, tip, lean, right. Find center, tip, lean, second side. Inhale through center, exhale, hands down, Right leg stepping backwards. So you might want that knee padding. Shifting a little forward, a little back. Knee could be on the ground on that support. Right hand may move right, left arm rising, reaching arm. Bend those left toes. Cycle the left hand down to the ground. Let's plant both hands. We're stepping back. And we're finding that squatter dog. And reaching hips back and high, toes fanning. Knuckling left fingerprints to the ground. So the center of that left palm feels a little bit like a suction cup. And then we're getting very light on the right finger. Slide the right hand somewhere towards the outer left leg, maybe the heel. And we're moving the shoulder, right shoulder, towards the space, the right hand vacated, or that upper right corner of the mat. And let's release the hand. Let's step our dog longer again. And just take a moment to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle back so that you can find your plank. Shift forward, shift back. If you'd like to, release up to one forearm and then the other. Let the knees land, slide down to the belly. Chest rising. Let's come all the way back down to the ground. Sweep the arms back, let the chest rise. Tip lean to one side. Find the middle, tip lean, second side. Find the middle, take a rest. It has been quite a long time since I asked you to notice which thumb, when you weave your fingers together, you automatically put on top. Go ahead and reverse that. So weave the fingers together. If that works for your shoulders at this time, elbows bending, shoulders rising, the knuckles may extend, the chest may rise, the legs may rise. And we may tip lean to one side. Find the middle. Your legs could be down. We're tip leaning to the second side. Find the middle and then release. Take a rest. Slide the hands in, pressing hips back towards heels, child's pose. We may creep the fingers a little further forward. We may tuck the toes, hips rising. Take your time. The body may sigh. So this time around, root through the left foot, hike the right hip up. So we might be drawing some circles in the air, reverse direction with that right foot, and then swing the right foot in towards midline. Let the left leg be the reaching up in the air leg. Draw the knee towards the nose. If you need another one, go ahead and reach it high. Draw the knee in, trying to step that left foot forward. Let the right foot follow, look out, and exhale, chest to thighs. Sink hips, take your time. Find breath, make sure you're not lightheaded, hips sinking low. We're coming to stand. If you tend towards being a little lightheaded, dizzy, maybe don't take the arms all the way overhead. Keep the arms low. So we might just keep arms in the air, and I'll turn and face you. Grab hold of your left wrist with your right thumb and forefinger. So we're grabbing wrists. Tip leaning over to one side. So if you have that left wrist, you're tipping, leaning to the right. Find the middle, swap the grip. Tip lean, second side. So let's bring ourselves back up to stand. Arms come down. Turn and face the long edge of the mat. And perhaps we're heel toeing, feet wide, hands to hips. Pivoting, spread right toes towards the short edge of the mat. Invite your lunge. Extend, fan toes. Listen to the hip, listen to the knee. We're heading down towards a triangle. So maybe you have a block with an easy reach or a chair seat for your forearm. Extending that front leg, taking top arm up in the air. And let's carefully bend back into that front knee. We may bring forearm onto thigh and take the top arm up alongside the ear. Rooting to rise. We'll come all the way back up, pivoting. Right toes in, left toes out, fan toes, bend knee. Checking in, starting to tip in, lean in. Where's our prop? So maybe that prop is easy to reach, maybe not so much. And we may be extending the leg, reaching the arm up in the air. Perhaps bending back into the knee, we might have top hand on the hip, bring bottom forearm onto the thigh. Top forearm may reach up and overhead on the diagonal. And gradually rising back up. Pivot toes in. If the feet are sliding wide, take a moment, heel, toe, feet in moderately. And if we glimpse down, heels are turned moderately out, big toes moderately in. Draw up on the thighs. Hinge at the knees as needed. Tip the sits bones back. We're rolling forward. Hands could stay high. Maybe if you've got a taller prop, it might just be the blocks that we have nearby. Maybe the hands are coming to the floor and the legs are extending. Sometimes it's nice to peel the heels of the hands away from the ground. If you enjoy the wrist, forearm, hand, finger stretch. And let's slowly, slowly walk the hands in, heel, toe, feet in. I like the little knee padding for this, so maybe grab your knee padding and just put it down on your mat. And we'll drop down onto our knees if kneeling is an option. And we might have some blocks nearby just to keep it very friendly. So hands on hips. Left leg may reach out to the left. We might put a block or even two and take them over to the right. So if you're choosing to block stack, make sure that bottom block isn't squishy or it's on its very lowest setting. So it's feeling pretty sturdy. And you might be fine with hand on the floor or maybe just one block. So briefly, the back toes. You could have them tucked or pointed. It's really whatever works for your knee. So we might be taking top arm up in the air and top arm overhead. We can stop here. We might bring this lower. I like to have my hand on the ground if I'm going to bring the back leg up. But that's me, so everybody's different. So we might just peel the back heel up a bit. We might float the back leg up, press out through the heel, beginning to bend the knee and point the foot. We may reach back with that top hand and hug the heel closer to the glute, rolling the head of the shoulder back. So we may re-extend that leg and perhaps bend the knee into the chest. We might reach it back. We may bend the knee, pivot that back leg and step that leg that we had on top, step it forward. So you're back in your lunge position. The hand that is closest to the ground, press into that palm, tuck the back toes, back knee may rise, and you may find yourself back in that lunge, twisted lunge. So carefully releasing down. Let's bring both hands down, just slide the front knee back, grab the block or blocks. And you might bring them to your other side. So we're in a kneeling seat. Let this be your rest position. When you feel ready, we'll rise up. So your second leg is the long leg heading out to the side. Take your time. Maybe we have a couple of blocks. So we could start pretty high. We may take that top arm straight up or overhead. We may start to drop the hand lower. You do not have to pick that back leg up at all. Maybe it's a lift to the heel. Maybe like me, you kind of feel like you need the hand grounded to have the balance. We may float that back leg up, press out through the foot, start to hug the heel back. You could stop there. We might hug it in more, pointing the foot, grab the foot, roll the head of the shoulder back. You might even prefer to be more on your knuckles than the palm of your hand. We may extend the leg. Draw the knee in towards the chest, reach it back. We're stepping that leg forward, so you're swiveling that back leg around. Perhaps taking grounded hand wider, we may tuck the back toes and find our lunge twist. Let's release the knee down, plant the hinge, and just navigate back to our kneeling seat. So we may do this on one leg, so standing on one foot versus being on our shin on our knee. And if you feel like maybe that's not something you want to do right now, you're welcome to repeat what we just did. So we may plant the hands, tuck the toes, and step or hop the feet back out to your wide-legged position. We may creep the fingers a little further forward, reaching the hips back, and then walking hands in, heel toe feet in as needed. And if we're not kneeling, we probably don't want knee padding in the middle of the mat. So we'll go wide feet, head to the right. Find your lunge, and no need to hurry. Maybe we want to be more methodical, check in knee, hip, forearm to thigh. We might find our block, slide the foot in, and revisit a shorter triangle. And we can certainly keep that top hand on the hip for now, but perhaps we bend into the front knee and move that front hand further forward, wider, peel the back heel up. It can be a lot just to hang out here. We may float that back leg up, press out through the heel. Find breath, fix your gaze on something that won't move, that won't wobble. I'm going to wobble. Bend the top knee. Maybe bend the knee more, point the foot, and grab the foot, just a possibility. It might help with balance to press the foot into the hand. So rebending the knee, you could just put the foot down. If you're having fun with the balance, maybe you carefully come up to stand, extend, rebend, release. So we'll set ourselves up for that second side, and maybe take a block with us so we know it's over there. So we've got that wide stance, and we'll turn toes left. And we'll lunge, bend into front knee, forearm to thigh. Breathing, roll the thigh back, maybe hand to a prop and extend the leg. We can stay here. We may heel toe that back foot in a little bit, shorter triangle stance. Make sure that your wall isn't too close if you're coming up. So maybe we need to slide that front foot in. Take down arm further forward, maybe wider, peel the back heel up. You could play hot potato. We might push off entirely and then reach out through the sole of the foot. We don't have to go anywhere else. You might be bending that knee, hugging the foot back, pointing the foot, holding. You may press the foot into the hand. Your bottom hand may come off the prop. Maybe it comes onto the wall for more support. So to come out of it, you could be re-extending and putting the foot down or coming to stand, drawing the knee into the chest, re-extend, re-bend, release, shifting it out. So let's consider taking it all the way back down to the ground. The temperature might be a little warm right now, but maybe you're spreading out a blanket, maybe you've got socks nearby. So we may find that top short edge of the mat. Sink the hips, bend the knees. The arms may circle high, tuck the ribs back. Find your forward fold. Practitioner's choice. If you're just ready to come sit, by all means do that. We might be taking a walk backwards. We may be landing each shin to the ground. Sit mer person style. Swing the legs forward. So we're going to use a prop for the very upper back. It might be your mat, could be a towel or a blanket, and we're going to roll it up. So the bigger the roll, the more intense the back bend. We don't necessarily want intense because we're going to hold this and the intensity grows. So maybe you're not sure. So roll your prop up, place it on your mat, and think about the very base of your shoulder blades coming onto the roller, your roll, and your armpits will be above it. You want your head to be supported by something. If the head doesn't come to the ground, you'll need some sort of cushion or pillow underneath the head. So as we make our way down, be a prince or princess in the P and make sure you got the right spot. So can the head rest? If not, maybe unroll a bit or find something to put under the head. Can you extend your arms out with the backs of the hands resting on the ground? Take a moment. It might be available to extend the legs long. Maybe not. Maybe your back says, no, thank you. Please keep the knees bent. We may give a little wobble to the head. Back of the head fully supported. Take a full deep inhale. Let it go. Where can we let go a little more? And the mind will wander. That is part of it. When you notice, redirecting, perhaps lassoing in your mind's eye, the wandering thoughts, coming back to the sound of your breath, feeling of your breath, noticing. Maybe you can drop the shoulders just a little more. Soften, slacken. Left hinge of the jaw. Right hinge of the jaw. The lips may part. Perhaps noticing the gentle rising of the belly towards the sky with the inhale. The dropping, the sinking with the exhale. And perhaps taking just a little deeper inhalation. Bringing some gentle movements into the toes. Brushing thumbprints across pinky prints, ring, center, index. Finding bolder movements in the fingers, bending the elbows, perhaps sliding each foot in, feeling the ground beneath the soles of the feet. Very carefully press into the feet, sway the hips a little left, tipping knees right, gradually rolling to the right. Use that left hand to shove the prop out from under the back body. Resting, side lying. Feel the belly slide towards the ground. There is no hurry. Letting the sensations around the upper back breathe from the roll. Noticing the sensations, letting them dissipate. And eventually we'll press into that top hand, starting to return to a seat. Let the eyes rest softly closed. Left palm resting on top of right, thumb prints connected. Sitting with the breath, sitting with any intuitive movement that may occur. Letting the sensations continue to settle. And spinning palms eventually to face down on the lap, on the thighs. And in your mind's eye, we'll think about the props we may have available. So this will be another supported back bend. And you could use your roll if you have a big cushion or a bolster, maybe choosing that over the roll. And it might be that you take your roll and you turn it back into that rectangular shoulder stand style fold. Now, this is a fairly thin blanket, so if you've got two that you can stack like that, even better. It might just be one. I've got the big cushion right here, so I'm going to go for that instead of stacking two blankets. So we'll start by sitting on your prop, and where you sit exactly is going to vary based on the length of your prop. For me, I usually start pretty close to the bottom and then scooch backwards if I need to. So this time as we come back, the head is coming to the ground, the shoulders are coming to the ground, and the shoulder blades that we previously had elevated on the roll. So it might be that you are walking or inchworming a little bit further back. The legs, if the low back is very sensitive, I like to keep the knees bent. If the low back feels good with long legs, wide legs, you might do that, and that can really vary if your prop's super high. The low back might feel more sensitive with long legs. Now, if you have the room overhead, your fingers, your arms aren't going to run into anything. You might be taking arms overhead. You can also, with the belly elevated in this position, we might bring hands to the belly and just give ourselves some very gentle self-massage. Sometimes it is a process of discovery, and you might discover that you are a little more tender or sensitive than you anticipated being. Finding your spot. For now, if you're a little chilly or like the weight of the blanket, you might add a blanket over the pelvis. Following the breath. The exhalations may extend just a little longer. You are always welcome to stay longer. The breath may deepen. Returning movement to toes. Perhaps sliding each foot in. Reaching down with the hands, finding the top of your prop. Press into the feet just enough to slide the prop below your bottom. Perhaps rotate the prop with the legs and let the legs drape over the prop. So right knee turning right a little, left to the left. The hands may rest wide or palm face down on the body. And you are welcome to stay longer, perhaps sliding the prop from under the legs, hugging both knees into the chest. Give yourself a very gentle little rock side to side, letting the feet land, letting the hips sway a little left. Tip the knees towards the right. Perhaps extending that left arm out to the left or overhead. You're welcome to return bend to the elbow if that feels better for you. Bringing both knees at your own timing back to center. Let the feet land and the hips sway a little right. Rock the knees in, tipping knees to second side. The right arm may reach wide or overhead, perhaps putting bend back in elbow. Full deep breathing into those top side ribs. Full deep breathing around the back. Using the breath to massage the body. And at your own time, gradually returning knees to the middle, feet to the ground. Sway the hips to center. Knees may tip in or legs may slide long. And we may return the palms in front of the heart, rubbing the hands together, cupping or hovering the hands before closed eyes. Taking a deep inhale. Releasing. Let the hands rest on the body, stepping the feet in. Sway the hips to one side. Carefully tipping, resting, side lying. And as you feel ready, supporting yourself back to seat. Perhaps one more time, rubbing hands together, bringing a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly, sealing our practice with sound. Deep inhale. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this practice. And Maggie, I see you have your hand up. Please feel free to type your question if you have one. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.